Hello, everyone. Welcome back into the Red Earth Production Studios for another edition of YBMcast Perspective. As always, I'm joined by my cohort, Mitch Thomas. Mitch, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well.
Good.
Doing well. Yeah, I was up early today working with JV softball today at Timberland, so it was nice to have a 6:30 to 8 a.m. practice.
It was cooler, wasn't it?
Heck of a lot. I'm bushy-tailed. And I tell you, the athletes were too, so I was excited.
There you go.
It was not a bad practice.
I told you this before we started the show. I was like, if that was dudes, that wouldn't have happened. The girls, they'll get up and do that. The dudes, nah, man, I want to sleep.
Well, they're already talking about swimming and, whatever the heck else they're going to do today. So I was like, you know what? You have a point. You only have 4 or 5 days left before school starts. Why don't you enjoy the rest of your day?
Exactly. I don't blame them. Good job, ladies. So you're not only got the high school, the softball going, but you got your program going. We're finishing up tryouts. I'm scrolling social media, and I'm seeing post after post in the Metro in Missouri, all the group ones, different people posting, we're still looking for this player, still looking for that player, need a AAA, need a AA, need this guy. Most of it looking for AAA because I think that's, but there's still so many posts out there. Hey, I got a kid here. I need another player. I need this. I need two more guys, one more guy. What didn't we resolve during tryouts?
I'm not sure. You're seeing, I guess some teams, maybe some smaller teams, maybe some smaller organizations had troubles filling a particular age group. Because you see it on both ends, right? You see it from parents, you see it from organizations or independent teams, searching for these players. And I don't know. Maybe it's proof that there's too many teams going on right now. With not enough players to satisfy our desires or our expectations. So coming back to being a realist on what we are offering right now to our community as coaches.
Well, and there's the thing, expectations. What are our expectations? And I think we've been discussing these topics for a while. And it's not a matter of, we heard that already. And if people don't want to listen, they don't want to listen. That's fine. But we continuing these discussions and talking about the same thing still seems to be happening. We have, these structures that we've talked about within the major AAA, AA, single A. Started in, I believe, with you, Triple SA baseball. We have rankings out the wazoo. You have the power numbers. You have the, state numbers. You have state rankings. You have national rankings. We're ranking teams from 9U to 14U in these situations which I think is absolutely impossible, my opinion. Okay. How do you rank teams? And I think it's very difficult. I think it's like these national rankings of high school football and basketball. These teams haven't played each other. You don't know. You got this team that went undefeated in North Carolina, and they're the number one team in the nation, high school team in the nation. Why? What about that other team that went undefeated? What about it? It just, to me, it's an exercise in our own wanting to make ourselves important, I guess. I don't know. I mean, it seems silly to me.
There's always a feel good to those things. I mean, it's neat to be a part of that or be associated with it. So I can understand the desire to see that, to chase that as a group. But you're right, though. Like you talk about football. I mean, what about California? What about Florida? What about North Carolina?
Yeah.
What about Michigan? What about Montana? That small town in Montana. That's never going to happen because you're not going to be able to travel all across the country to play these football games or basketball or baseball. Who's the best team in the country? Do they rank that because of how many kids are signed going to the next level, or D1 kids or commits? How do they determine these national rankings? And I feel that's the same way locally with youth sports. What happens if you have one kid that you're just good enough to get to a weekend and he just shoves every single weekend, so you get a chance to win every weekend because you have one kid? It doesn't make you a complete team to go out and be nationally ranked like that. I still think youth rankings in general are bogus. That's just my opinion. I think it's cool in the terms of being an athlete.
Right.
For me personally, there's not enough talent to make a ranking even special, in my again opinion.
And see, because rankings to me, and maybe this is because I'm old. I don't know, man.
That's what I saw. I do the same thing though. Because I'm not out of touch with youth. It's just very, very different.
But look, we talk about national rankings. You look at collegiate sports, all right? Football. How do you rank these teams? You got, and this is what we talk about, the Power 5 conferences. Who's going to beat Alabama?
Somebody will.
you got this playoff in the end that nobody really believes anybody's going to beat Alabama. And to me, it just becomes not worth watching because it's anticlimactic. I'd rather watch a conference championship of teams have been battling it out all year than watching that who nobody has any expectation of these teams competing with this one team. And so what, the rankings, Alabama's number one, they come out and whatnot. So it comes to that thought process. I'd much rather look at a situation, and here's an expectation. I've been following some kids in southern Missouri from the Midwest Mavericks. Good group of kids, good baseball players. They've all went to play for that Central Ozark team in the Cal Ripken World Series. Great. I mean, they're like 7-0. They've been running to. They're really good. That's a tangible thought process. You can look at them as, against other teams coming from other regions, other areas, and playing at that level. That to me speaks to something. And let's let that just, if you win that, okay.
I mean, there's definitely, when you talk about the Little League World Series, right, there's a big-time bragging rights to win that darn thing.
Sure.
So it says that, or suggests that you're the best team in the United States at that age level, and or best group of kids.
Right.
But still, even individually, those kids are coming from different teams or different organizations joining up to be one.
Correct, yeah.
And so how really difficult is it, again, that these rankings help us? I don't know. I'm sure that they help for the recruiting process for, when you're a club or an organization and you're ranked at this level. I bet it helps to draw in athletes and things like that. But
I don't think I think when you get I don't think the rankings up here in these situations with some of these groups matter as much. They're going. I mean, 15 up. You're playing as far as your understanding of putting yourself in position to get recruiters looking at you, playing well, your team playing well, playing good quality competition. I'm talking mostly 14 and under.
Right. Do you think with what has the focus on the high school with all the rankings, the things that maybe PBR, Perfect Game do you think that has filtered into youth sports, and that's why we have the rankings? Because I think it was done to attract
teams. I really do. If you go play, say, U-Trip over Triple Crown or Super Series or whatever the case, then you're getting rankings. You're getting points for winning a tournament, placing so many, and so that ranks you in that. But if you're going to the same tournament every week and you're playing the same teams and you're getting these points because you're winning, what does that really do for you? You say, I'm getting these points as a national rank. Well, wait a minute. If it was a situation where then I played in this tournament in this city this week, we won that one. Then I went into the West, won that tournament there, came back and went to the East or the South or whatnot, and I'm winning those tournaments. Well, maybe we have something. But that's not what it's based on. And I think that's where it becomes a difficult process. And when we start looking at these things and we start talking about rankings in these 9 to 14, travel baseball really kind of does the best they can, the travel baseball rankings, where they rely on the coaches to send them information, and this is what you're doing, and they rank accordingly based on, I think they have a criteria. Okay, fine. I'm not sitting here, and this is what I think. I like having these conversations because this is what I see, this is what I think, and I think other people see it too. It's just a matter of, does it really matter that much?
And that's interesting. You started talking about U-Trip, and it brought me just back to kind of coaching softball and remembering to qualify for your national event or regional event. And growing up, I can remember softball being a little different growing up for me. We had Legion growing up, so Legion was a big deal to make. But I do remember softball having regional and national tournaments. You had to win your state, right, or your area, your zip code or whatever. Then you had to win your state. Then you had to win a regional. Then you got a chance to go to the World Series. That doesn't happen anymore because let's say we're a bad U-Trip team and we didn't qualify to do this. We could still go play a national tournament somewhere else. So really, the rankings are irrelevant in the big scheme of things because we're not really holding national tournaments. You're starting to see some things change,
right?
But again, it is for upper level talent. It is not for the everybody else's. And again, the everybody else's make up all the rosters. There's just a lot of talent that's out there that they go where they need to go. Division ones or they're going to be your top athletes every step of the way. And the everybody else doesn't mean that you're bad. I'm not saying that whatsoever. I
get that. But
again, like you said, it doesn't matter that you have 6,000 USSSA points. Right. Because you can go to 4 different national tournaments in 4 different regions of the country.
Are we getting better as individual players and as a team? How do you teach? You're a AA team. Okay, so I've got, as you said, 6,000 U-Trip points or this points or whatever points. What does that matter? Did my kids, when we started, did they improve? Did all the players, did we set goals? Are we setting goals? There's one thing I saw recently. Mom posted about, it was Sarah Miley. Hello, Sarah.
Hi, Sarah. I don't know Sarah.
She posted about her son. Her son set his own goals. 12, I believe he's 11 or 12U, okay? Achieving goals. He set his own personal goals plus what the coach had set for him. I mean, that's unique, right? But are we teaching the kids how to set goals? Are we talking about these things? I think these are some of the discussions we maybe need to have more so than, hey, we're going to go try and play this tournament and play that tournament and win this tournament. We want to get, 7,000 points so we can go to Florida and whatnot. Okay. One thing, team goals are fine, but what are we doing and why are we focusing so much on rankings rather than development?
I think I always think about stuff, and somehow we end up on the same page because coming into today's show, I'm just thinking about random situations I've gone through recently, and I was having a conversation with a parent about something about being frustrated about taking their athlete to the park every day, every weekend, spending hours at the field, whatever. And I thought about, at first I was emotionally attached to this because I'm a coach, right? So I'm emotionally involved, and I'm like, well, whatever. So I had a long conversation. Then it kind of dawned on me, my parents put a lot of effort into me, but they did that because I wanted it.
Yeah.
And it's exactly what you talk about with this young person wanting to do his own goals. If he's doing that, what's he going to achieve?
Oh, man.
His parents are always going to support him, right?
Yes.
But he's going to want to do it. So when you talk about a kid who loves it, he won't get burnt out.
Right.
And so when I'm looking at this parent who's complaining about their athlete, but that athlete is like, I'm done playing ball. Why are you done playing ball? I'm burnt out. It's no fun. And so
that young man is not going to set goals, right?
No,
and young lady, whichever the case may be.
Which it is like, okay, we practice on Tuesday, Thursday, play games on the weekend. That's all we do. That's every single weekend we just regurgitate the same thing, right? So how can that be fun? You have to be challenging as coaches, as how our development is being created, and and it got me thinking a little bit. And I don't want to take nothing away from tournament sports because I think tournaments are fun because it's just the amount of people, the weekend, but every single weekend, and we're just doing the same thing over and over and over. Now we're not challenging anything new. It goes back to the rankings. It goes back to the points.
There you go.
What is the purpose?
Okay, and say like we enter into a tournament, and you want to challenge your kids. You want development and whatnot. We started out, we're a AA. We've been going through the season. We've played well. We got to, the semifinals in this one. Took a step back, we lost, but we didn't get to the semifinals. Next week, we got back to the semifinals. Next week, we won a championship. Hey, you know what, this week, guys? I'm going to request that we be put in this AAA group. Let's see what we do. Don't worry. We want to win. We want to challenge ourselves to win. I believe in winning. I really do. And I don't believe in participation trophies. I don't believe in none of that stuff. I believe that we teach and understand how to win. But winning is an attitude, not a result. The results are a process that moves you from your attitude and how you approach things to the results you are looking for. But that doesn't guarantee you the result. It only gives you the opportunity.
Yeah, and I'm going through right now, I'm non-faculty at Timberland. I know this is not necessarily youth sports or even baseball,
right.
But I'm going through the National Federation High Schools, whatever it is.
Right.
I have to do this coaching, expectation of coaching things. And shockingly, you think about when you are as a coach, what are you trying to do? Right. You're trying to put them in position to basically win. But is it the win at all cost mentality? We've had this conversation already, and kids don't want that. They want more than just a person being a drill instructor. They want more than sometimes they need an ear because they're having a frustrating day, and you end up being way more important than we ever think we are as coaches. And they want to learn. They want to learn. They want to be pushed to learn. You just have to adapt as coaches on that particular athlete. It cannot be cookie cutter. You can't have player A and player Z coached the same way. And so it's really interesting and just seeing stats now on what kids really want. The desire to win is always there. I mean, why do you play the game?
Right.
But how do you get to a point where you don't get yelled at anymore for doing ridiculous things on the field? And they want to be challenged, but they don't want to be challenged at home in the car ride. They want it from their coach, right? And their teammates. They don't want it on their ride home.
No, I think the support from the parents where that comes to. Your parents are challenging their child in different ways at home and things like that, and there will always be that. But in the sport, you have the coach. The parents should be there. What'd coach say? How can I help you? That's the support. That's the challenging part of that as a parent. How can I help you achieve what the coach is giving you?
And that's a big thing for them right now, at least going through this. And so, of course, going through it, I have to ask because I have to be nosy. I want information. So I go to my athletes and I say, what do you want out of what are your expectations for me? And it has nothing to do with winning. It has nothing to do with being ranked in our top 10 in the St. Louis in the suburban north, or well, not suburban north. I'm going back to when I played.
Wait a minment.
Yeah, I don't even know if the suburban
GAC,
north is
baby.
GACs. Rittner is definitely not out here. But going back to that, it's cool to be ranked, but why did you get ranked? It's what you did in practice. It's how you impacted your athletes, and so, like you said earlier about the development piece. All I want to do is develop the kids, and all I'm trying to do is develop mentally.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to develop physical tools, because if I don't have them mentally strong enough or whatever, I am not going to get them to be physically tough. And it always goes back to some of the comments you made from day one about the attitude and the power and all of these things, and I'm like, man, the mind is a special place.
It really is. It really is.
Good and bad.
Folks, please. You like what we're doing, hit that subscribe button, hit that dinger, because that's what we do around here. We hit dingers. Doubles and dingers is always good.
Can we go this route? Doubles and dingers? Like doubles, dingers?
Oh. Why? Am I small?
Yeah, I'm not sure if you have a pop. I mean, I might refer to you as pop. But
I can live with that. I can live with that. I can live with it. Because the dinger will get your notifications, right? And I know we lost it. Leave a comment. Comments help us. If you like it, please tell us you're enjoying it. Leave us a comment about what we're talking about here on the YouTube channel. We appreciate it very much. We hope everybody has a great day. Remember, all you hitters, hit them where they ain't. You pitchers, keep throwing strikes. I did that backwards because I'm just messed up today. I mean, my doubles and dingers just went crazy. Everybody have a great day in the Lord. We'll see you next time.